Worthen Arena. It's the season home opener against the Division III Franklin College Grizzlies, coming into Muncie to play the Ball State Cardinals, looking for their first win of the season. Good evening to you all. I'm Brayden Carroll, Griffin, Leonard alongside Max Gillie roaming the sidelines with us. Griffin, big game for Ball State, trying to get on the win column.
Yeah, first time the men's team back here in Muncie in the 2024 season. Chance to show out in front of the home fans, and while it's a Friday night doubleheader here at Worthen, both teams will be at it, a chance to shine here at home.
And getting right into the meat of this matchup, let's look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Varsity House. Live bigger at Yugo Muncie Varsity House. What do you have for Ball State?
Ball State has the height advantage, right, Brayden? So they've got to enforce their physicality on this Franklin team, finding the open man, hunkering down low offensively, and make Franklin have to work for everything. You want to slow the game down if you're the Ball State Cardinals and make Franklin speed it up. And that's where the Grizzlies have to work today. They've got to be quick on the perimeter. They've got to control the pace of play, because the Grizzlies are going to be the smaller team, but if they can be the faster team and make the Cardinals uncomfortable with their pace of play, then Franklin has a good opportunity to be successful, because aggressiveness is their friend.
It's an interesting matchup between these two, but it's not the first matchup between Ball State and Franklin College. For more on the series history, let's go to our sideline reporter, Max Gillie.
Thanks, Brayden. When you think of historic Indiana basketball matchups, Franklin College versus Ball State may not be the first one that comes to mind, but there's a lot of history between these two programs. They first started playing each other nearly a century ago, and then they continued playing each other up until 1969. Now, this is the first time in nearly 55 years Franklin College plays Ball State. It should be a whole lot of fun. You can see these two historic programs face off again, Brayden.
Thanks, Max. Two historic programs. You know, how many people on this Ball State roster do you think know that this is a 1923 national champion Franklin squad?
Well, I know Coach Lewis does a lot of film review, but I'm not sure how much they're diving back into the history books. Maybe not that far, Brayden. But there's a lot of history in this matchup, and it's good to see some historical programs that have kind of been separated by the way the NCAA is formed, and they've gone in two different directions with their enrollment and just in athletics in general. But it's good to see them come back together. A classic matchup renewed here tonight at Worthen.
And you know, this is a big game for Ball State. You look at the rest of the schedule. They have Dayton, Indiana State next up, two teams that finished very strongly last year. This is a big tune-up game.
It's a tune-up game, and it's an opportunity to build some confidence, right? Because when you look at Monday against Georgia State, they were very much in that game with the opportunity to go and win on the road. They didn't get it done. This is a chance to get one in the win column before you head to a couple of really difficult and really defining non-conference matchups early on in the season. You look at a Dayton team that made some noise in the NCAA tournament one season ago, and Indiana State, who just missed out but had their NIT run and had one of the greatest mid-major seasons, at least that I've seen in recent college basketball history. A lot on the line for Ball State right off the gate here, but a good chance to kind of get to know themselves and for the fans to get to know the team before they get to those tougher matchups.
And we talked to Coach Lewis after the loss to Georgia State. He said he doesn't know what the strongest suit of this team is yet. This team is still trying to find its rhythm.
Well, they're still trying to find their rhythm, and it's because they haven't quite figured out how to play as a team yet. There's so much individual talent. I'm sure we'll talk about it as the show goes on here at Brayden, but there's so much individual talent on this team, and we could see flashes of it on Monday, but they haven't kind of figured out how to ball it all up and play as a group of five.
Jesse Morgan III and Peyton Sparks will be at the tip. Big day here at Ball State. Fan attendance was a must for Coach Lewis, and the fans have showed up for this one. Some sloppy turnovers early in the second half, and that is a miss and a half by Mickey Pearson Jr.
Full five Cardinals ready to check into this one. Sitting down there at the scorer's table. See a clean wipe at the next dead ball.
And it's Hendricks, Gorosito, Hart, Birch, and Jones checking in at this next dead ball. Spellman, feed, Boston. Samples heads in from the corner. Tough layup fouled on the way by Hernandez.
And how quick is Samples to get to his right hand, driving down the right shoulder of Jeremiah Hernandez. Cody Samples, the senior, It's one of those guys you're going to look to when you're in a scoring drought. They're scoreless in the last 3 minutes, trying to break it here from the free throw line after the contact in the paint.
He really does move quick, and anytime you can force fouls and get yourself to the line, that's a net positive for Franklin, but that's a miss there.
Got our first Tater Tots alert of the season.
The student section, this is one of the big reasons they come in such big waves. They want the tots, baby. But he denies free taters. 1 of 2 trip for Samples. 16-point game again here in the second half. Joey Hart past Gorsita. Birch, straight away, heads in. Layup with the right hand, no good. Hendricks offensive board. Ball State just keeps coming up with them. Gorsito, Hart, great ball movement. Birch, back out Gorsito. Here's a 3 thought about by Mason Jones. He'll pass out to Birch instead. A lot of ball movement, 7 seconds. Open man is Joey Hart in the corner. Left it short, gets his own board. Great effort. And there's another steal by Samples, 1-on-1. Rejected by Birch, but fouled on the way to what could have been a highlight block. Instead, it will be 2 free throws, and you can hear the Worthen crowd unsatisfied.
TJ Birch was almost really, really good twice in the last 10 seconds. Almost made the perfect extra pass, but good awareness to create the steal on the defensive end for Franklin, and then Birch coming through with the tomahawk slam block, but just a bit too much contact on the arm of Samples, who knocks down his first at the line.
Some substitutions for Franklin College. Jesse Morgan III, he's back in the game with foul trouble. 1 left until he's out.
And they're going to put him on Ben Hendricks, I think, on the defensive side. A better matchup by the numbers than if Sparks was out there, but we've seen Hendricks get physical today. Look for the Cardinals to attack down in the paint early with that 34-on-7 matchup down low.
15-point game. Every possession matters for Franklin, offensive and defensive. Ben Hendricks double-teamed, pass out to Mason Jones. And he left his shot short, trickles out of bounds. Franklin College, big stop.
We've seen a couple of those floaters now from Ball State offensively. First from Pearson, then we saw one from Joey Hart, and now the air ball short by Mason Jones. Perhaps the floater, something to be addressed here. One of those old-timey traditional shots that's kind of fallen out of the game.
Cooper Matthews for Franklin. Pass Braylon Russell out to Ferris. Feed to the X-Factor, Braden Flanagan. Jesse Morgan towards the baseline, moving around Ben Hendricks. Tight defense, great bounce pass to Ferris, opposite side of the paint. And shot up no good by Matthews, just trying to avoid a shot clock violation. Gorsito, and that's a foul on Ben Hendricks, an illegal screen.
Too quick on the screen that time from Hendricks, who was trying to hit him with a quick pick and roll, stop and go, get down in the paint. But the Cardinals get the offensive foul, and Franklin will have it after the timeout.
15-point lead. Ball State hangs on to it, but Franklin just keeps on punching.